Thanks for joining me to color. Today we're going to be working on my Color Wednesday blog post for September 14th, 2016. We're going to use this adorable, the paper shelter image called Cute Bike. Isn't she adorable? I love her. I will put a link down in the description box to the image if you'd like to head over and grab one up and color along with me. If you have a question, make sure and leave me a comment and I will get back to you. Otherwise, I have printed my image on Neenah 80-pound Solder White cardstock. So let's color. Okay, so I plan on cutting my girl out from my card, so we don't need to outline. We're going to start with her skin. For that, we're going to use E21, E00, E000, and for her cheeks, I'm going to use R20 and 30. So let's go ahead and start down here on her leg. So I'm going to start with my E21, and let's make sure I get the right one first. So E21, and I'm going to use that to go right along the back of her calf, and I got something on my marker. Let me pick that off real quick. So we're going to go right along the calf right here. And then I'm going to do her little toes. And maybe a little bit right across the bottom of her pants. So let's bring this kind of down in a little bit of an angle there. Then I'm going to add E00. And I'm going to fill in her foot down here, her little toes. And then I'm going to fill it in with E000. I'm going to also do her toenail. Then let's go over here and we'll do this other leg. So again, grab your E21. And she's got a little bit showing right here between the spoke. So let's get that. And then her leg comes down over here. And then she's got a little bit of her foot showing. And let's go ahead and bring this around to the other side of her pants. And I'm going to brush around the edge of that wheel for her bike. Then I'm going to add E00. And then I'm going to fill it in with E000. And right here at the back of her foot, she's got a little bitty, her ankles right there, so I'm going to do a little bit of my E21 right there, just to make it a little bit darker. Then let's hop up here and we'll do her arms. So again, do E21 first, and I'm going to do her fingers. Start with this hand over here. And do up here, and then I just want to come down the inside of her arm. And then we're going to add E00. And then we'll fill it in with our E000. Then we'll go do this arm. So again, do E21 first. And I'm going to go ahead and do right up here by her sleeve. I'm going to bring that down like this. And then I'm going to bring my color in the inside of her arm up. And then we'll add E00. I'm going to go ahead and fill in her forearm here. And we're just going to brush this up here. Go ahead and fill in those fingers. And then we'll fill it in with our E000. All right, well, she's got a little bit of her stomach showing here, so let's grab E21. And right over here on the other side of her sleeve, right here, she's got a little bit of her tummy showing. And then right over here, she's got a little bit showing. Then I'm going to do E double 0. So let's fill in this little section here before I forget it. And then we'll do right back here. And then go over that with E triple 0. Okay, let's grab our E double 0, and I'm going to do her neck right here. She's got a little bit of her skin from her chest right here, and then a little bit of her neck showing. And then we're going to do E21 up here on her face. So I'm going to go ahead and do E21 on this side. And then I'm going to come down on this side. So let's go right along there, and we'll do the inside of her ear. Then I want to give her a little definition for her nose. So I'm going to use her eyebrow up here as a guide and do like a little half curvy circle. So it kind of goes from the eyebrow and a half arc over here to the tip of her nose. Then I'm going to add E double 0. And then I'm going to add a dab of my E triple 0. And I'm not worried that it's not blended because I'm going to add a second coat. Let's do her cheeks now with R20. And this side over here. And then I'm going to soften that with my R30. Then I'm going to grab E21. And then we'll do E double 0. I better fill in her ear here before I forget that. And then we'll do E triple 0 over the entire face. I think I will maybe pinken up her cheeks just a little bit more. So let's do R20. I'm also going to do her lips, so since we have the R20 out, let's go ahead and do that before I forget that. And then I'm going to soften those cheeks with my R30. And then I want to go over that with my E triple 0. And then I also want to put this little spot here for her nose back in, so I'm going to go with E21. And I'm just going to add that little definition right back on there. Let's do her eyes next. So for that, I'm going to use B99 and 95, and I'm going to start with my B99, and I'm going to do that right. She's got a little circle right here. I'm not going to color that. I'm going to do underneath the circle, and then about halfway around on her eye, and then same for this side. She has a little circle, so don't color that, and then do a little dab under there, and then we're going to add B95. fill in this side. For her hair, I'm going to use Y35, YR20, and E50. And I'm going to start with my Y35. And I'm going to, let's add some streaks right in here. So let's go. And then I want to come down this way. And I'm using these lines that are already on here as my guide. And then we're going to go up on this side. And then I want to go down on this side. Okay, and then let's do right here where it's coming back into her hairband. And then we'll do some right down here where it is coming out from behind her head. And I'm just going to follow some of these curly cues. And then let's do this side. So let's follow this curly cue up. And how about this one? And then I'm going to grab wire 20. And let's go over, add some of this. And then we'll add some to our sides. And to this side. Then I'm going to grab E50 and just go over the entire area. Then I'm going to grab my Y35 and add a little bit more of that dark back in. So let's go. A bit down here. And then right here where it looks like it's behind her hair, I'm going to color that in darker so it's dark back there. And then over here. Now let's do her hair bow, her pants, the soles on her shoe, and the towel. For that we're going to use E81 and E50. I'm going to start with my E81 up here on her hair bow. So let's do a little dab of that in here. And then let's make it come away from the top. And then I'm going to fill that in with my E50. I'm going to add a little more of my E81. Okay, and I'm going to leave it like that. Then we're going to go down here and we're going to do her pants. So let's start on this leg over on this side. And I still have my E81. So let's do a little dab past her handlebar here. And then we want to do in here. And then I'm going to bring this out. And let's see, let's bring it over this way just a little bit more. And then I'm going to grab my E50. I'm going to just fill the rest in. Then I'm going to grab my E81 again and give it a second coat. I'm going to leave that side like that. We're going to go do this side. So we're going to do the same thing. I just want to go up along her pant leg here. And do a little dab over here. Okay, then I'm going to fill that in with our E50. And then I want to give that a second coat of my E81. Then we're going to go down here and do the soles of her shoe. So let's do right back here in the back. And then I'm going to add a little dab along the bottom. And then the same for this one. We'll do the inside of her sole. And I'm just going to go along the bottom of her shoe. And do a little bit up here in between her toes because there's a little bit of her shoe showing there. Then I'm going to take my E50 to fill it in. Nothing too fancy for that. Then let's go up here and we will do this little towel. So I'm going to make the stripes blue, but I want to make the towel the color of her pants. So I've got E81. I'm just going to go right along the edge. Towel, then I'm going to go to the next one. And work our way across. And let's see, I think there's a little bit right here that's supposed to be towel. And then I'm going to go over that with my E50. And fill in each one of those squares. Then I'm going to add another coat of my E81. For her shirt and the top of her shoes, I'm going to use YG 95 and 93. Let's go down here and do her shoes first. I'm going to start with YG 95. center there. And then for this side, we'll go out from the center and then a little bit up from the bottom here. Then I'm going to go with YG93. I'm going to go back again with my YG95. I think I made that a little too dark. Maybe I should have done YG91. Oh well, we're going to go with that. Okay, so we're going to go up here and we'll start again with our YG95. And let's start over here on the sleeve. So let's do right in here. And then just got a little bit of a wrinkle on this side of our sleeve. And let's come down the inside of our shirt. And I'm going to try to leave those dots white. And let's see, let's do this wrinkle in the middle of this bow. And let's do right in here, let's just go ahead and cover that in. And then for this sleeve, let's go around the bottom. Right there. And then let's go around where her hair is at. Then we'll add YG93. And let's do the sleeve. And let's work over here on this side, going around those dots. Try not to color her arm. I can totally see me doing that. And let's see, she's got a little bit right here. This is a dot on her shirt. Fill that in. Then I'm going to go back with my YG95 and just add some of that dark back in. And on this side. Let's go back here and do the stripes on the towel. For that, we're going to use B34 and 52. I'm going to start with B34. And let's do a little dab on each of these stripes. Maybe a little bit where it rolls over the top of your basket. And then I'm going to add B52. For the basket and the handles on the bike, we're going to use E27, 25, and 13. And I'm going to start with my E27, and let's start over here on this handle. And then we'll add E25. And then we'll fill it in with E13. And let's go over here and do this handle. So again, go with E27 first. And I want to bring this down and around the bottom here, underneath. And then E25. And then our E13 to fill it in. Then our basket. So again, grab your E27. Let's do the handle up here. So there's a little crease where it's going underneath. So let's go ahead and do that little crease. I made it a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to go along the upper side of this basket right here. And then I need to go over the top. And then let's go down here on the bottom of the basket. I just want to go along the bottom of each of these stripes. Then we want to add E25. So let's go back up here to the handle. Bring some of this across the top. I want to go this side. And then we want to add a little bit to each of these stripes down here at the bottom. And then we're going to fill it in with our E13. So let's go up here and do the handle first. And I'm going to go across the top. And then we're going to fill in down here at the bottom. Let's do these tassels next. For that, we're going to use E84, 81, and 50. And we're going to start with our E84. And I'm just going to do a little bit on the top of each one. And then we'll do the same for this side. And this one, you can see the back, so I'm going to color the back in. And maybe a little dab down on this side. Then I'm going to grab E81, and same thing, I'm just going to add a little bit more. And some to this one. fill them in with my E50. Then I'm also going to use my E50 on the string that's holding the basket down. For the little light bulb, we're going to use Y26 and Y000. And I'm going to start with my Y26, and I'm just going to go over the top of these little hash marks that are here. And then I'm going to take Y000 and fill that in. Then I'm going to add a second coat of my Y26. Next, we're going to do some of the metal on the bike, so we're going to use C5, 3, 1, and 00. And let's go ahead and start on the handlebars with our C5. So in here, and a little bit of that. Then I'm going to turn it, and we're going to do this other side. And then I want to do a little bit coming off this end of the handle. That. Then let's add a little bit. Let's do that down here on this part of the bike too. And this. Okay, so now we're going to add C3. Then we're going to add C1. And a little dab on this side of the handlebar. And then we want to fill it in with our C00. All right, those look pretty good. Now let's go down here and we will do the rim of the wheel. So grab your C5. Let's give this side a little speck of it. And then I'm going to go around here on the curve. And then we're going to add C3. And then C1. And then we'll fill this top part in with our C00. Then, what do we got left? Let's see. Oh, these little pedal things right here, the little spots that are holding the pedals on. Let's go with C5. And then on this side, let's do a little dab away from our pedal and over here. And then we're going to go with C3. I'm going to go ahead and fill this side in. There's not much more room over there. And there's a little spot on this one. I'm going to leave that blank. And then fill it in with our last color. So this is C1. And then I'm going to go over it with my C00 filling in that spot. That leaves us with, let's see, oh, the little thing that's holding the basket. So again, get C5. Do a little dab coming away from her handle. And then C3. And then C1. And then we'll fill it in with C00. I'm also going to use my C00 on the circles on the outside of the bike wheel right here. I'm going to color the inside red, but I'm going to do the outside part with my C0. Let's move on to W's now. So let's start with the seat she's sitting on. For that, we're going to use W8, 6, and 4. I'm going to do W8, and you just want to do a little dab. I'm going to fill in the top part of her seat, and then I'm just going to go down the side right here. Then I'm going to add a dab of my W6. And then I'm going to fill that in with my W4. Easy peasy. Okay, let's see. What else we got? How about this tire right here? For the tires, we're going to use W6, 4, and 2. So let me grab the right ones. So we're going to start with our W6. And let's go ahead and do that up here underneath the rim. And let's do a little dab coming out from underneath of the tire thing. I don't know what that's called, the fender. That's probably not right, but this little thing right here. And then let's add a little bit of this down here where we did the dark gray, or the dark C's down here. Then we're going to add W4. And then we're going to fill it in with our W2. Alright, let's go to the back one. So again, grab your W6, not that one, gotta get the right one. So W6, and we're gonna do that up here underneath the fender. And then we want to come out this side. And let's see, there's a little bit of tire showing right here by her knee. And then right here where it's coming out from behind the bike, let's put a little dab in there. And then we want to have the curve, so let's fill this in. And then a little bit behind her leg. Try not to color her leg. Then we're going to add W4. I'm going to go ahead and fill in this front part. And then I'm going to fill in this back with W2. there's the tires. Then what are we going to do? How about the petals? For the petals, we're going to use W8, 6, 4, and 2. I'm going to start with my W8. So let's go over here and we'll add a little dab of this right along the bottom at this side. And then over here, I'm going to do here, skip one, and then the bottom side. Let's bring that out a little bit. Then we're going to do W6. I'm going to go ahead and add a little dab over here. I'm going to fill it in. There's not much space there. Then over here, we're going to add a little bit. And then W4. And then I'm going to fill in these little parts with my W2. For the bike, I'm going to use W5, R29, 27, 24, and 22. And let's go ahead, since I don't want to touch the red, I'm going to start back here in the back with my W5. And let's do a little bit coming down off of the spoke, coming up from the spoke. And then we'll do a little dab on this spoke. And then this one. And then, let's see, how about this fender right here? Let's go ahead and do right here between her leg and the tassel. And then a little bit above the tassel. Then we're going to go with R29. And I'm going to go right over the top of my W5. So I'm going to cover it up, and then I'm going to go just a little bit past. Try to get it in the lines, Heather. Then we're going to add R27. Let's see here. I'm going to fill this back one in. And then R24. I'm going to fill this fender in. And then I'm going to fill in that little spot there with my R22. And I'm going to use this to go over the other areas too. Okay, so now let's see here. Let's work on this middle section. So grab your W5 again. And we're going to put a little dab of that coming out from behind her leg. And then let's do a little bit coming away from this side of her leg. And right here. Then we're going to go with R29. So go right over that W5. And then let's see, R27. Let's go. And I also want to come up this. I'm going to fill this one in. And then let's do this color along the bottom of this thing. Then we're going to go R24. I'm going to go ahead and fill the rest of this little spoke in. And then we'll fill the rest in with our R22. And then, okay, W5 again. So let's do W5 coming away from the wheel, right, or from the spoke in the middle here. And let's see, how about a little bit coming away from this side. And then this one. Let's go ahead and bring this down along the edge of that fender. Then we're going to go with R29. R27. A little dab of white right there. Let me fill that in. R24. I'm going to fill this one in. And we're going to go with W5, and let's do the light up here so I don't have to worry about touching anything. I can work my way down. Then I'm going to add R29. R27. I'll do a little dab of that over here. And it goes clear down here. You can see it a little bit. That's really small, so be careful. And then R24. And then R22. And we'll move down here to this last section. So go with your W5 again. I'm going to do a little dab of that right down here on this fender. And let's do a little bit coming out from behind the spoke. And then let's do the spoke. And let's see, let's go up this. And then I'm going to do a little dab on that circle right there. And let's do a little bit coming out the fender on this side. And we're going to add R29. And we'll do a little bit down here. Then we're going to add R27. I'm filling this little circle. And then I need to pull some off of my fender over this way. Then we're going to add R24. And I'm going to go ahead and fill this one in. And this. And then I'm going to fill in this little dot right here with my R22. Okay, so that leaves me with this little circle that I forgot back here. So go ahead and grab W5. And then I'm going to fill it in with my R29. So there is our beautiful, cute bike image all colored up. Isn't she just too adorable? If you would like to see what I did with this cute image, you can head over to the store blog and check out blog posts for September 17th, 2016. If you have a question, go ahead and leave me a comment and I will make sure and get back to you. Otherwise, I hope you had fun coloring with me today, and we'll see you next time. Bye!